Shalom, shalom. It's your brother Malcolm coming at you with another lesson in truth, giving all praises, glory, and honor unto Yahweh by Shem Yahushai. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders of GMS, or the true leaders of all Israel on earth today. And salutations to Diakim, to my fellow workers, confusion of face included, that risk their lives and their freedom to do so. And salutations to the Akwaf that are actually listening and learning. To you I say shalom. This is going to be a response video to a Yapa brother who has departed from us and gone into the spirit world. A young brother. Because when I say that we risk our lives and our freedom to do so, that just lets me know in the spirit that we are the prophets of the Lord and we're doing the right thing. All right? Because Pastor Jennings not risking his lives and his freedom to push this word. As a matter of fact, he just mimics us. And he does a really pathetic job at it. Okay? Yeah, the style of teaching that he uses, churches don't use those. That's from watching the Hebrew Israelites. And he brought it to the churches because the majority of the people were ignoring us, as they always have ignored the prophets. All right? And he started teaching that way to try to set himself apart from the other prophets, of Salakia, from the other false prophets, I should say, the other so-called pastors of these wicked whorehouses, which in the Bible they refer to as churches. All right? Because what? It's a gathering of mostly women in there. Okay? And the Lord refers to them as whorehouses in the Bible. Because the true men of the Lord are supposed to teach on the street, on the highways and byways, in the chief concourse. Okay, let's get a scripture to substantiate that. Because this is no time to be messing around, man. The time is short and the days are short. Okay? And we have a mission to do. And that mission is to push this truth. Okay, this is Isaiah 51, 55 and 1. Ho, everyone that thirsteth, come ye to the waters, and that he that have no money, come ye buy, eat. Come, buy wine and milk, and without money and without price. All right? You're supposed to be able to come in and get this word for free. And if you're not inside of a building where you're forced to pay a mortgage and need money for this fund and that fund, which is really your fund, because you need it for your house and your car. If you were really true about this, you would go out in the highways and byways in the elements, all right? And being the chief concourse of the people, lifting up thy voice like a trumpet, like the scriptures say, all right? This is Isaiah 58 and 1, and it says, cry aloud, spare not, lift up thy voice like a trumpet, and show my people their transgressions, and the house of Jacob their sins. All right, so it said my people in the house of Jacob. The Lord always reiterates. He often says things 2 or 3 times. There's a word for that I forget, that Apostle Gabar shared that did that breakdown years back, but yeah, it leaves my memory at the moment. But yeah, we have a mission, man, and that mission is to teach Israel, the house, his people, and the house of Jacob. All right, that's plain. That doesn't include anyone else, and that's something that super coons like sellout coons like Pastor Jennings is doing, man, and many others like him. Okay. And it just is what it is. I'm not saying it to be an insult to the man. I'm saying it because it's true. All right, he's in this for profit and for money and for fame. Okay, when the scriptures say you are to be an unprofitable servant, man. I don't get a dime for this. All right, not on this side anyway. We're working for our treasures in heaven, like the scriptures say, man. All right, for what we get on the other side. Got to remember, Peter asked the Lord, man, what are we going to get for this work, man? And he told him, you're going to get the kingdom of heaven, man. You're going to judge the 12 tribes, man. But we're going to start with a reading in Revelation, the 16th chapter. All right, and I'm going to read all the way to about verse 14 or 15, and read precepts along the way. Okay, just to solidify it. And this is verse 16, starting in chapter 1. And I heard a great voice out of the temple saying to the seven angels, Go your ways and pour out your vials of wrath upon the earth. All right, wrath is violence, man. Okay, and the first went out and poured out his vial. Actually, let me read a couple precepts. This is Revelation 15:1. And I saw another sign in heaven, great and marvelous, seven angels having a seven last plagues. For them it is filled up with the wrath of power, with the wrath of God, man. Okay? So, the Lord is not all, ice creams and lollipops, man. He's coming with wrath and destruction and death. All right? It's going to be a lot of death, a lot of death and gnashing of teeth. Revelation 14:10. The same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of God, which is poured out without mixture in a cup of his indignation. He shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and the presence of the Lamb. So before the whole host of heaven, from the mighty Father, all right, to the mighty and righteous Son, to the holy and mighty righteous angels, man, are going to witness the destruction here on earth, man. Those missiles are gonna fly, man. He's gonna use the very missiles that he gave you the power to create. Because the truth of the matter is, he created the smith that created the waster. And all those wasters are going to fly back and forth in a circle around the globe in every direction until they all hit their marks. And the Spirit of the Lord is going to be on them. He's going to guide them to where he wants to, man. And according to the scriptures, every one of them is going to land here in America, because America is the only country that's going to be wiped completely off the earth. Let's continue reading. Verse 2 of Revelation 16:2. And the first went and poured out his vial upon the earth, and there fell a noisome and grievous sore upon the men which had the mark of the beast, and upon them which worship the image. So the mark of the beast are the people who have that chip, and the people who are going to get it that don't have it yet, and the people who refuse to let go of this image. All right. Of Cesare Borgia, all right? Those people are going to die, man. A grievous death. Verse 3, and the second angel poured out his vial upon the sea, and it became as blood of dead man. And every living thing died, every living soul died in the sea. And the third angel poured out his vial upon the rivers and the fountains, and they became blood. And I heard the angel of the water say, Thou art righteous, O Yahweh, which art and was and shalt be, because thou hast judged thus. Verse 6, For they have shed the blood of the saints and prophets, and thou hast given them blood to drink, for they are worthy. All right? It's like I said, risking our lives and freedom to do so, man. As of recent, Abba Bivens died in this truth. Priest Bunloya. And many other brothers up into our beautiful brother Isaiah, man. And who killed them? In a lot of cases, it was Israelites, man. Men of the Lord are going to be killed by other Israelites. It happened in the past, and it's happening again, because many of us, I know a lot of you want to kill me, man. Okay? Someone may. Yahweh Ratazai, it does not happen, but it just may. I just pray he give me the spirit, to just go out like a lion, man. Okay? But yeah, they spilt the blood of the prophets, man. And they're going to do it again, but it's okay, because the Lord's going to, those who do that, woe unto you, man. Because the very men you killed are probably going to be the very men that come for you, man. And they're gonna come at you with a godly vengeance, and they're gonna show no mercy, man. And it's gonna be not good for you, your family, anything you care about, anything that you love. All right. I'm going to read verse 6 again. For they have shed the blood of the saints and the prophets, and thou hast given them blood to drink, for they are worthy. So you're worthy to drink blood. You're going to have a cup of blood, all right? Let's get some precepts. This is Matthew 23 and 34. And it reads, Wherefore, behold, I send unto you prophets and wise men and scribes, and some of them ye shall kill and crucify, and some of them ye shall scourge in your synagogues and persecute them from city to city. And that upon you may come all the righteous blood shed upon earth, from the blood of the righteous Abel unto the blood of Zachariah, son of Barachias, Barachias, whom ye slew between the temple and the altar, man. So you've been killing us for a long time, man. And you're still killing us now. And the Lord is going to bring a great judgment onto you that have done this, man. Okay? This is Revelation 13 and 15. Oh, never mind on that one. Because, well, you know what? I'll bring it out because another reason why you're going to die is because, let me read that. This is Revelation 13 and 15, and it reads, And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, and the image of the beast could both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. And mainly that's who? The men of the Lord are not going to take the 144,000, the elect. Many of the elect are not going to take that, and some of them are going to be put to death. But the promises of Yahweh from heaven, man, is that those are going to be the first ones to get lifted up, man. All right? Because he's going to give them the spirit to deny it and not take it, man. To set an example for the weak. All right? This is Revelation 11 and 18. And it reads, And by these three was a third part of men killed, by the fire and the smoke, and by the brimstone which is out of their mouths. And hey, that's that third part of men. That's the wicked, man. Job 9 and 24. All right. First Maccabees 1 and 1. All right. Let me read that. Read a couple precepts just to solidify that, man. Because that third part of men there's three classes of men. There's the righteous sons, the sons of Yahweh. There's the sons of men, and then there's the wicked, all right? The sons of the righteous is the Israelites, all right? The 12 tribes of Israel, all right? The sons of men are all the other nations, and the sons of the wicked is the nation of Edom. And that's that third part of men that's going to get destroyed, man. And this is First Maccabees 1 and 1. Another reason why they removed the Apocrypha, man. Because Job 9 and 24 says, the earth was given into the hand of the wicked. All right. And in this very chapter I'm about to read, when you get to verse 9, it tells you that wickedness was spread through the earth when this race of people I'm about to read about came into power, man. All right. And it happened that after Alexander, the son of Philip, the Macedonian, all right, who came out of the land of Kittim, had smitten Darius, the king of the Persians and the Medes. All right. So when it's different, when these Macedonians who are Edomites, can be traced through the Bible back to Esau, okay? Alexander's forefathers, his father and his forefathers, can be traced back to Esau, Edom, okay? Through the Agagites and Amalek, all right? And Amalek is a grandson of Edom, okay? And they smitten the Persians and the Medes, the dark race of people, brown race of people. They even show you that in the movie The 300, okay? It says, reigned in his stead, so Alexander in his stead, in his race, in his stock, his race, the first over Greece. So a different race, a different stock of people were reigning over the brown-skinned Grecians, man. And the brown-skinned Grecians were removed out of their land, removed into positions of servitude, and bred out through Alexander's army and men. And as simple as that. Hence another reason why the Apocrypha was removed. The Bible Destruction Group. Hence the reason why it's named the Apocrypha, to be sent away hidden, man. So why? Because Esau hid it. He hid it away. Okay? Let's get Revelation 21 and 1. One more precept and then we'll continue in our reading. It's verse 16. And it says, I read verse 1 and 2. Revelation 21 and 1. And I saw a new heaven and a new earth, for the first heaven and the first earth were passed away, and there was no more sea. So that third part of man, that rulership is passed away. That's the rulership of the so-called white man, who is Esau, Edom. Verse 2. And I, John, saw the holy city, the new Jerusalem, coming down from heaven, coming down from power out of heaven, prepared as a bride adorned for her husband. That's a very powerful scripture, man, because that the new rulership was coming down out of the heavens. Wow, they were coming down out of the chariot. Swing low, sweet chariot, coming forth to carry me home, man. And who's coming down? The Israelites, man. They got beamed up into the chariots, man. And those who died first. They got beamed up first. They said when they be caught up in the air, what do you think that's talking about? And now they're coming back down out of those chariots after the destruction to rule over those who are left, man, to put them to work. Because the earth and the kingdom of heaven has to be rebuilt. And the Israelites aren't going to do it. You other nations are going to do it. Thus saith the Bible. Back to verse 16. Where was I? Revelation 16 and... Yeah, I think I was at verse 9. No, I was at verse 6. And I heard another out of the altar say, even so, Yahweh power, almighty, true, and righteous are thou judgments. And the fourth angel poured out his vial upon the sun, and the power was given unto him to scorch the men with fire, man. Okay? And the men were scorched with a great heat and blasphemed the name of Yahweh, which had power over these plagues, and they repented not to give him glory. All right, because they're gonna try and fight, man. It tells you that in Second Maccabees, the 13th chapter, either the 13th or the 11th chapter. I believe it's the 13th chapter. Yeah, they're gonna try to fight the Lord, and they're gonna blaspheme all the way up until they're destroyed, man. Okay. Matter of fact, let me check something before I read it, just to prove that. Yeah, this is Revelation 8 and 12. And the fourth angel sounded, and the third part of the sun was smitten, and the third part of the moon, and the third part of the stars, so that the third part of them was darkened, and that day shone for the third part of it, and the night likewise. Okay. So basically, when those missiles fire, man, it's going to block out the lights of heaven, man. Let's get another simpler precept just to prove that, man. All right. This is Isaiah and Ezekiel, Salakia, 13 and 10. And it reads, the stars of heaven and the constellation thereof shall not give their light. The sun shall be darkened in his going forth, and the moon shall not cause her light to shine. Like that scene in the 300 when he said, our arrows shall blot out the sun. Once again, you know, I like to give visuals. So when those arrows are flying on that arc around the circular part of the earth in every direction, when World War III it starts, which is near, all right, those arrows are going to block out the sun, man, that it don't give its light. Okay, you block the light, you know. Let's read Revelation 9, 17 and 18. And thus I saw the horses in the vision, and them that sat on them, having breastplates of fire and jacinth and brimstone, and the heads of the horses were as the head of lions, and out of their mouths issue fire and smoke and brimstone. By these three was the third part of men killed, by the fire and by the smoke and by the brimstone, which issue out of their mouths, man. So it's going to come destroy heaven, man. Heaven here on earth. Esau's heaven, because heaven is rulership. When you're in a position of rulership, man, and Esau's going to get wiped off the face of the earth, man. And this is how it's going to happen, man. And those of them that remain are going to be forced into brutal, hardcore slavery for 1,000 years, forced to breed, to bring back those that died, so that they can continue their job all the way up until the day of their total destruction, which is written in the book of Obadiah. All right, which I suggest you go and read if you never have. Obadiah basically gives you the map, the blueprint of the destruction of the so-called white man. That's in Obadiah. It's not talking about all people. It's talking about one race of people, the red people, who refer to themselves as white. Like I said, my coffee cup is white. No one's skin is that color. All right, they're red because their blood shows forth through their skin. All right, that's why it says in the first came out red. That's in Genesis. I suggest you go read it if you haven't. All right, hence the reason why they tried to put that lie on the Native Americans. Was watching a special on Gad yesterday, and they kept calling them the red man. No, they're brown, and they've always been brown, and they're still brown. As a matter of fact, they were much darker. All right, you can go back and look at some of the images of them from a couple hundred years ago that are still around. They were a lot darker back then, and some of them looked like Negroes. All right, because they used to call them niggas. They even brought that out in the I think it was called Indian 101, which I'm gonna watch it because I'm gonna have to do a sit down on it because of all the information that came out. And then just to show, let it play and then give a commentary to show what Esau's lying. Okay. Back in Revelation, the 16th chapter, verse 11. Actually, verse 10. And the fifth angel poured out his veil upon the seat of the beast, and his kingdom was full of darkness. They gnawed their tongues for the pain. Yeah, they're going to be in pain, man. All right? And that beast is really talking about NATO, man, because that's what rose up out of Rome. All right? Okay, that's the beast, is NATO. All right? Because NATO was started with 7 heads, man. Right? 7 countries. And the sixth angel poured out his vial upon the great rivers Euphrates, and the water thereof was dried up, and the way of the kings of the east might be prepared. All right, so all those people can prepare for the battle, which is spoken of in Habakkuk, man. When they gathered in the valley of Jehoshaphat, man, which the armies are over there now. Okay, and I saw 3 unclean spirits like frogs come out of the mouth of the dragon and out of the mouth of the beast. Rome, NATO, and the Catholic Church, man. All right, and out of the mouth of the false prophet. That false prophet was the Catholic Church, because all this Christian dogma, this Edomite plantation colonialized Christianity was born out of the Catholic Church, man. All right, and as much as some of the modern day churches say they're against the Catholic Church, you're still teaching the same doctrine that they teach to a certain extent. All right, the majority of you are still teaching this. You're not coming against this false image. You're not saying that salvation is of the Jews. You're saying it's for everyone. All right? Because Esau want to spread that love doctrine now because he don't want it to be recompensed. He does not want to be paid back for all the wickedness that he's done, man. All right? Verse 14. For they are spirits of devils, all right? Meaning deceivers, man. All right? Working miracles which go forth unto the kings of the earth and the whole world to gather them to the battle of the great day of the Almighty, man. Okay? And this is Revelation 17 and 14. We'll stop here. This will be the last precept. We'll pick up at 15 at a later time. But Revelation, and we'll pick up at Revelation 16 and 15 to continue this lesson to the end. But, this is Revelation 17:14. They shall make war with the Lamb, and the Lamb shall overcome them, for he is Yahweh basically, he's the Lord of Lords, man. And the King of Kings, that they with him are all called chosen and faithful. And who's with him, man? The Israelites, man. Okay? So, I hope this was a glorifying and edifying lesson to the elect, because that's who this Bible is for, not all people. And to the rest of you, death and destruction. Shalom.